Hi everybody. I've got 10.5 pounds of pickled style cucumbers. We're gonna do pickles today. So hi guys, welcome back to Homemade and Homegrown. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy and I'm from New Brunswick, Canada. Here at Homemade and Homegrown, we try to show you how we run our homestead. We raise chickens. I do home canning now. It's all been a new learning experience for me in the last couple of years, and I'm really enjoying sharing this with you, my journey along with you. So my purpose, I think, is to show people that anybody can do this at any scale, big or small, and no matter where you live. I think we sometimes think that, you know, oh, the people that live out in the country and stuff like that have more space to be doing stuff like this. But, you know, I'm thinking in the last few weeks, since I've been canning food and things like that, you could just go to your grocery store or to your local farmer's market and pick up the fresh vegetables that you want to can and learn how to do this on your own. So my focus and goal is to learn and then to show you what I'm learning. A little bit of self-sufficiency is definitely a goal too, and not only that, just not having to rely on the system, if you know what I mean, for everything. We go back to our grandparents' days and their parents, our great-grandparents. You know, they didn't have the conveniences of supermarkets and things like that. So when they gardened for their food, for the season, for the winter season, and stocked it. They canned it. They did whatever they could to preserve the food that they grew. So that's kind of where my mindset is with Homemade and Homegrown, is that I am trying to get back to my roots and go back into the ways that worked really well. Yeah, it's just exciting to be able to do that. So whether you live in a small rural community or in the country or even in a little apartment, you can still be self-sufficient in certain ways. If you're able to, health-wise, sometimes it can be a little challenging, but I think it's rewarding in the end when you get, well, this is going to be pickles, like for you to have your own fresh pickles. You know, go to your market and get the pickles. And you can, or get the cucumbers and you can can your own pickles. Just things like that. So anyway, so let's get started. We're going to do garlic dill pickles today. So I just filled up my sink with some cold water and I'm going to wash these guys. Looks like the bag drips. There we go. So we got some fresh cucumbers here, pickling cucumbers, and garlic. Now I don't have the actual dill. I was trying to grow it in my windowsill. It didn't do too good. So I have to start over. But that's okay, whatever. But I do have the other dill. So we're gonna get these washed up. Now, most people will just kind of put these as they are in the jar, but I'm going to cut them in, some of them in quarters and some in half. We like to put these on our sandwiches and things like that, so yeah, I think I'm going to be slicing these in halves and in quarters to fit them in the jar. So guys, I'm going to follow the Amish cookbook, Kosher Dill Pickles. I thought you know, I could do this and you could take a screenshot of that. So if you want to, you can go ahead and do that. And then I'll flip it over where it says pickles as follows. And this is the processing. So processing quarts for 15 minutes at 0 to 1,000 feet altitude, or 20 minutes of anything over 1,000 to 6,000. 25 minutes above 6,000. Well, there's not too many people that are above 6,000, but anyway. So you're processing pints for 10 minutes. What else does it say? It should make 6 to 7 pints. Well, that is with 4 pounds. So because I have 10 pounds, 10 and a half pounds, I'm going to adjust these numbers to what I need to make a full batch. Okay, so that's the recipe that I'm following. Okay, so the recipe calls for me to be cutting the blossom end. Remove the blossom end, which is right here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut both ends. You don't have to if you don't want to. Let me get something for these ends. Let's get some paper towel probably, because it'll just go into my compost anyways. So I'm just cutting just a slight bit off of it. Because there's some really nice big ones here. So they'll obviously be quarters. But the smaller ones will be more like cut in half. So I'll get these cut up and bring you right back. Now there's some bruising here, or just scarring. So I'll just cut that off. Okay, they're all trimmed up there. I took any scarring and blemishes and things like that off. So as you can see, I didn't cut very much off. Okay, so there's two different ways that you can do your dill pickles. You can do refrigerated pickles and just leave them in your fridge, and they last up to about 3 months. Or you can process them so that you can store them on your shelf, and they would last about up to a year, if not more. But I do have to cut up this garlic, so it looks like some of it. I just got this too at the store. I did buy this at the store. I'm not ready to pick my garlic in my garden yet, but it looks like it's been sprouting here. I almost feel like keeping the ones that are sprouted and put them in the ground. But it's a little early to do that. But anyway. There. Cut these up. I don't know about you, but I love the smell of garlic. Quite a few of them in here. So I got this little mincer machine. Well, not really a machine, press. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cloves in the fine one and go down like that and mince it all up. I could do it with my knife, but it's going to take too long, and I've got a weak bum hand here. And just whatever way I can make it easier on myself, I will do. So I'll get these all broken up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got lots of cloves here of garlic that I'm going to mince up here. Oh yeah. That didn't work very well, did it? I'm probably gonna have to cut it. Ow! Really? Come on. Maybe I have to do it like that. Or really come aboard it. Looks like I'm gonna have to come aboard it. Sorry for the noise. I'm gonna break all this up, mince this up, and I'll be right back. I had to get my other one, but I guess I can do more with this one at the same time. They are a little bit bigger, but I think I'll survive. Okay, so far I've put 3 cups of water and 2 3/4 cups of 5% vinegar, which is your white vinegar. And now I'm going to put in 1/4 cup of pickling canning salt. Pretty coarse. Okay. And the garlic. Now, how much garlic does it call? It says 14 cloves of garlic peeled and cut in half. Well, I've minced them, so I'm going to guesstimate. But we love garlic in our dill pickles, Joe and I. So it's not really... peeled and cut in half. So I'm just gonna probably go with something like that for now, which also looks to be about 1/4 cup. Okay, so now turn on the heat, and it says bring this to a boil. So I'll bring that to a boil, and I'll bring you right back. Okay guys, so while I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm going to start filling these up. As you can see, I thought the camera was on and it wasn't. So what I did was I added more garlic into the jar, as well as, I know the recipe doesn't call for it, but we're going to put a little bit of red pepper, crushed red pepper flakes, as well as some whole black peppercorn and celery seed. So all I'm adding is 1/8 of a teaspoon of celery salt and 1/4 teaspoon of the peppercorns and 1/8 of the red peppers, which I already put in. I also forgot that I had purchased this dill pickle mix. So I'm going to put that in because I don't have the dill sprigs, the fresh dill heads. So, and it smells really good. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to probably do 1/2 teaspoon maybe. Okay, so that's going to go in. The water's boiled, but now I have to wait for the water the water canner to boil. So I've just put this on. I probably should have had it on a lot sooner. This has been boiled, so I'll leave that covered for now and turn it on to simmer just to keep it hot. Yeah, so once this comes to a boil, I'm gonna bring you back, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be filling these jars up as they are, because I've washed them in hot soapy water, and the rings and the lids, they're all washed and ready to go. So I'm just going to fill these cans or these jars up, and we'll bring you back. Okay guys, got them all filled up. We've got 12 pints, and I am still waiting on this to get boiling, but we're pretty close. Okay, we're gonna get filling these up with the garlic, vinegar, salt, and water brine. Now they want you to leave a 1/2 inch headspace. So let me get my measuring stick. And I might as well get my funnel while I'm there. What we're going to do is you're going to take your stick here, and it's in quarter increments, so it wants you to have a 1/2 inch, I believe that's what it said. Leaving a 1/2 inch headspace. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the head half inch right there. Okay, so I can add more water to this. You basically want your pickles to be under the water. Okay, so that's kind of over a little bit, but not much. So I'll take my wet paper towel. We're going to wipe the rim. We're going to get a lid and a ring. Okay, so the lid, and put the ring, but fingertip tight, not really tight, just enough to grab. And we're going to put that inside. Move on to the next. You know what I forgot to do? Debubble. That is a very important step, and I just forgot it. You have to debubble to get the air bubbles out, or any air pockets, which I just saw, so I'm glad I just remembered. Okay, gotta wipe again because I'm sure spices got on the lid. Try that again, sorry guys. Okay, let's move on. Looks like I might have went over, but as soon as you kind of push everything, the water goes down in. Some of these ended up being pretty thin spears for our sandwiches, and then some for, bigger size type pickles. Oops, get in there. Now I'm going to take some of that liquid out. I'm right here by the sink. Drop that. Yep, we're good. Excuse me. Wipe your rim. See a little spike there. See, if you don't wipe, that's what happens, and that can compromise your seal. Rim. Sorry, lid. Rim. Okay, I'm gonna get these filled up, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I've got 8 pints in the pot. Just waiting for this to come to a boil. Once we do that, where's my lid? Sorry. Sorry, put the lid on here. Okay, once that comes to a rapid boil, I will be processing these for 10 minutes because my altitude is very low. I'm only 69 feet above sea level, so next to nothing really. So anything under 1,000 feet, you're going to process for 10 minutes. And what did it say for anything above? For pints, anything above 1,001 to 6,000, you're going to do it for 20 minutes. So we'll get these boiling, and we will be right back. Okay guys, we've come to a rapid boil. I've set the timer on for 10 minutes, and we'll be right back. I've turned the water bath canner off, and I've let it sit here for about 5 minutes. Now we're going to take them out and put them on the counter. Oh, that looks good. All the sauce. I gotta go over into the dining room because it's where I have to make sure that they're safe and nobody touches them. So I'm gonna bring them all out and I will show you the finished product. Now I do got more to process, so I'll be doing that later. Or I'll be doing that after I finish this. Some of the red flakes. That looks good. Okay, there you go, guys. Fresh dill pickle, extra dill, or I mean extra garlic. Garlic dill pickles. Don't they look beautiful? Those are going to be yummy. Awesome. Okay, so that's it, guys. I've processed great looking pickles here. I'm going to keep going, but I just wanted to share with you the easy process. I thought it was fairly easy. What do you think? So dill pickles, garlic dill pickles from the Amish cookbook. You can get that on Amazon. That's where I got it from. Sorry, the lighting. But I'm going to keep going and process the rest of my pickles, which is going to be probably another 4 or 5 jars. And I made up another batch of brine, so that's boiling. And yeah, so thanks for coming and joining me today in processing garlic dill pickles. If you enjoyed the content today, like the video and share the content with your family and friends on all your social medias. It does help with us to grow the channel. And as I've always said, I cannot grow this channel without you and your help. If you want the recipe, actually, you know what? Not if. I will type out the recipe in the description below. And I'll also add what I added on top of the recipe. So like celery seed, the dill weed, and this dill pickle mix, and black pepper, whole black peppercorns. So I'll add that as well. Okay, so that's it. Again, thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. God bless. Have a wonderful week. Bye for now.